Let's see what happens when I sit down. Okay, you can see me. Hi, folks. It's been a long time. Been away for a while. Hang on, let me move this cord really quick. This is really gonna get on my nerves. It's like dangling on my head. I know you can't see it, but okay. It can just sit on my shoulder, I guess. So, I am back on YouTube for the first time in almost, well, at least more than, let's see, almost a year, I guess. I've been away. I've been raising my children and being a full-time mom. There we go. Okay. And also I've been studying a lot. I recently joined a new program, and that's been taking up a lot of my time. But I'm going to tell you all about all of that stuff as I work on this little composition. You can see that I already sort of figured out what I want it to look like, and I did a couple of color composition studies. I'm going to go with this one, and see how far we get before I get interrupted, because that is actually the true life of a mom, right? So you can see this is a piece of watercolor paper that I've stretched. I don't have a tutorial on how to do that right now on my channel, but you can find one, and I may make one. But it's, I took the canvas off an old stretch canvas that I didn't want to paint on, and I wet my watercolor paper and I stapled it just like you would if you were stretching a canvas. And then you just let it dry, and it is taut as a drum, and it won't warp or wrinkle or anything. And I've got my little gouache set up already. I was using that for the study, so it's kind of dried up now, but I'll put new gouache out. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw my little mushrooms in my cloud and stuff on my canvas. I mean, it's funny to call it a canvas. I'm going to draw it on my paper. And it's gotten marked up. My daughter came in and immediately marked it up, and that's just kind of how things go. But I'm going to try to hide that in. So this part here, I think, will fit here in this cap of this mushroom. So I think it'll be okay. Let's draw. So I'm going to do the cloud first. I'm just gonna So this is going to be in gouache. So I'm not super worried about the pencil marks showing through or anything. And I'm intentionally making it a little bit more like cartoony and fun. This is for Game of Shrooms. Which is a free art scavenger hunt. It's a yearly thing, and this year it's happening on the the 8th of June. So that's next weekend, next Saturday. You'll be able to check on their website, and I'll post a link to that. So if you're watching this live, that link is obviously not there, but if you're watching this after the fact, you'll be able to see that link. And find out if there are any mushroom paintings or sculptures, little pieces of artwork by local artists in your area. It's kind of a fun little thing. I know we live in the Nashville area, so my artwork will be, I'm going to drop it in Franklin, which is about 20-30 minutes outside of Nashville, depending on traffic. And that's where this piece will be. If anyone watching lives in the area, then you have a chance to get a free piece of original artwork by yours truly. And like I said, it's a watercolor and gouache, so I am going to be using opaque medium. So I'm not super worried, like I said, about the marks on my little canvas, even though it is very frustrating when someone marks up your arches, even if it's a little person. Arches is very expensive. I just had finished it when she did it, and that was just like a moment of fury on my part, which is not cute, but it is the reality of being a mom. But anyway, like I said, it should be fine because this these are all going to be the darkest value in the whole painting. So they're kind of watching a sunset or a sunrise. I mean, I intended it as sunset, so I found a great reference for that. So it's going to be kind of cute. And these little mushrooms are kind of like there are some window clings I have in my kitchen window, and these mushrooms and this cloud that's like the position of my window clings and their shapes and everything. So that's the inspiration for this, and it's like a little family. I don't know. It's very cutesy, and I don't usually do such cute stuff, but sometimes I just when the mood strikes, you know. This is more, I guess, an illustrating style. Then I usually use more of an illustration kind of style. And then there's a horizon. Trying to draw like a straight line. Not sure. Okay. Just checking that everything kind of makes sense. And then the sun is like here in the middle. And the setting sounds really big because it's mushrooms watching, so it would look very big, don't you think? So it's kind of like that. And then I am going to shade the mushrooms in with the graphite. And I'll use water to seal it all down. And you'll see. Today we're kind of limited as how long the camera's battery will last. So we'll see. But I just ordered a dummy battery, which I did not know was a thing. I'm learning so much all the time. Very. Truly. Yeah, so I've been away from the channel because I had my son Baker in August of last year, and I had to prioritize my art practice, and having a baby certainly makes, your time management really important if you want to get anything done other than, diapering around the clock, diapering and just caretaking, feeding, playing, teaching, going on outings. So I haven't been able to prioritize the channel, and I do apologize to you all, especially my subscribers who've been waiting on content from me. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back, but I wanted to make sure that I came back at a time that I knew I could be more consistent, and also in a way that serves my goals as an artist and a teacher. So you may have noticed that the title of the page has changed to Living Creatively with K. Scott, because I want to focus more on that aspect of my practice with you, my viewers. So I want you guys to not only come along on this journey with me, but I want to teach you how to live an artistic life. Not just how to paint or draw, because there's plenty of content out there that will help you learn the technical aspects of painting and drawing. There's not a lot of support out there for blocked artists who need to learn or relearn to play, have fun. And that's what I want to help you do, because that's something that is integral to making good or great or satisfying artwork. And it's just really important as a person to be able to. I'm cheating here. This is. I should really trim this pencil, but I'm too lazy to do it right now. I might switch to my mechanical pencil so I don't have to keep sharpening it. Anyway, so I just, without like passing on and passing on things that, sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I want to be able to pass on things I'm learning to you that I've just kind of put together in my own head through journaling and through trial and error, just understanding myself better. Like I look at videos I made when I first started this channel versus now, and I like, even before I had my son, like I look at pictures of myself and I just kind of don't know who that person is anymore. That's something that happens when you have a baby. Even if you've already had one baby, I have a daughter as well, who's a toddler now. And I learned a lot of lessons when she made me a mother. And I grew a lot, did a lot of growing, and I've done more growing since my son was born. And I think that's a beautiful and important thing to learn as a parent, is that your children actually change you in ways you never would have expected. And you become the parent that they need, as opposed to the parent even that you necessarily want to be. If you're open and you're vibing with the universe and you're listening, that's a big one. So I'm trying to just shade in the darkest parts, because watercolor is great. It is a transparent media, and I want to get full value, full to the deepest value on these, just on the mushrooms, and probably on their shadows too. So that's why I'm using the graphite to darken these areas prematurely. I think you could probably use charcoal or anything else. I would do that, but I feel like I would have to use a fixative spray with the charcoal, and I don't really want to do that right now. Because then I would have to wait on it to dry, and that's literally the only reason. That is called impatience, right? I have lots of patience for lots of things, but one of the reasons that I don't super duper love oil painting is that I have to wait. I have to wait between layers. I have to wait on it to dry for so long. I don't love to do that. Anyway, so you'll see when I start to paint or to wet this, that all these little marks, the rubby marks from the texture of the paper, will go away and kind of blend in when I get these wet. And this is just going to be Ava's little mark, her part of the painting. Yeah, I am going to switch because this is just annoying. I have to keep sharpening. Yeah, I didn't properly sharpen that pencil, so. Oh, where's my little glove? I have a little glove that I wear when I'm using watercolor paper, because The watercolor paper is kind of, oh, you can't even see really where I drew. Sorry. With watercolor, you have to draw really lightly. Here, let me just zoom in so you can see. Oh, you can see it okay. Yeah, there. Okay. Anyway, this is real time. Even though I already know what I'm doing, you can, we're 20 minutes in and this is just what it is. And now I don't really like that and it doesn't match, so I'm not monetized, so sometimes a cuss will slip out. Sorry if that offends you. Anyway, I'm trying to get, so this is like the sound of it coming over top, so I'm just gonna like leave a little bump here. And then here would be really dark. So I'm trying to map out the shadows and design them in a way that is fairly realistic. And then this one here is just in front, so it will have a sun shape on it as well. So that's gonna separate it from this one. Anyway. I'm gonna move a little faster now that I kind of know exactly what I want. Even though I already thought I knew exactly what I wanted. Just trying to make them cute. But also like kind of following the laws of realism as far as lighting is concerned, because that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in Steve Houston's coaching program. It's a figure drawing course, which is very in-depth, very thorough. The part that I'm on right now is about 2 value systems. So kind of everything that I'm working on right now is very based. So there's a piece here that I'm letting the sun kind of wrap around to define the form of the stem. It won't be here because that's anyway. So that's why it's I'm kind of focusing really hard on these values, because everything that I'm doing to kind of serve my goals and because that's how I'm going to get better at my art practice. That's the fastest. While also trying to remember to have fun. And so I said, I could do this painting. I actually had planned to do a different painting of mycelium in the shape of an iris. Because actually my husband and I used to grow mushrooms, so I thought, oh, well, that's really interesting. I never really thought of it that way. But I ended up choosing to do this instead because I just wanted to have a little fun. And I'm just going back and darkening up the core shadows. which is like the beginning of the shadow, just so it kind of has a nice shadow shape. Actually, bring this like this. What if it's like that? So that's one of the big things, is like asking myself, what if? What if it's like this? I mean, what if using that phrase a lot to not take things so seriously, and I just have more fun. It's been really hard for me to figure out how to have fun with my artwork. It's just kind of just partly because I'm kind of, well, it depends. I don't know. I'm kind of a serious person. I'm very introspective, and I think a lot. And sometimes that means that I overthink things. Sometimes it's a lot of the time. And sometimes that means that I take things really seriously when I could choose to have a different reaction. And that is a growth point for me. That's something that I'm working on, especially around my children and around raising my children, because I do take it very seriously. But I also find it more rewarding if I am having fun. And same goes for art. And that is kind of the point of why I want to call this channel Living Creatively, because living creatively doesn't stop when you leave your studio. If you're an artist, you're always an artist. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Thinking like an artist doesn't stop. And you can let yourself enjoy your life. So I'm going to define the shadow shapes down here as well. So kind of going to lead us towards the mushrooms, I feel like. I don't always think of painting through this much, but I wanted to kind of have a go at designing something a little more intentionally instead of like kind of letting it develop, which I do enjoy. I do that a lot. But I wanted to make this, I wanted to make this more intentional. just because composition is something that I am studying and trying to be more aware of when I'm designing paintings or drawings, that I want to have, specific effect. Okay. I'm going to get my brush. I have my little squirrel hair brush. And wet it. Dab it. No, oops. That's how I dabbed it. I'm just going to seal the graphite in and kind of use it as a wash on these. You can see. It'll move around a little. But this is a good way to kind of lock it in and get it because once it soaks into the paper, it won't move as much and muddy up your paints, which is really nice. And I'm in a lot of art groups on Facebook, and I asked a question to one of the artists who had posted a painting and how they had said they use graphite to get full value in watercolor, which is pretty tough to do. Even if you're using black, it's hard to get like a true zero light situation. Which is probably like something most people would just embrace, but about watercolor. But I always like to kind of see how far things will go, and I just love using watercolor so much that I come back to it over and over and trying to like make it do things that it's not totally great at, I guess. I don't know. That it's not totally meant to do, but I like to try to do those things, like, because it's such a versatile medium and it's so easy to pick up and get started. There's not a lot of setup. It's quicker. You can be quick and dirty. You can be really loose. You can be really tight, and you can make anything on the spectrum between like super loose and super tight with your watercolor. And just really, I don't know. I can't stop myself. I love it, and I keep coming back to it. And I'm probably actually had a goal setting session for myself, which is just me sitting down with my journal and being like, okay, what are we doing? Because sometimes I get to feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and like I have bees in my head, like they're just kind of swarming around in there, all these ideas, which is great to have ideas. It's a blessing, and I appreciate those ideas, because I know that they come from the universe, and I know that I'm tapped in when I'm getting all those ideas. But I also have a bit of like difficulty with not chasing butterflies, as Steve says. And okay, so that's that part done. Let's see how the camera's doing. How you doing? Halfway. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is get the hairdryer. Sorry. But it's gonna happen, friends. Here goes the hairdryer. That wasn't so bad. All right. I'm going to pull the reference up. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Oh, probably not that graphite on my finger. This is the one I'm using. It's over here. It's just this bright yellow clouds and I don't know if you can see it even. Yeah. So I'm just like referencing that for the colors. So I'm going to paint the gradient. That's what we're going to do. So, oh my goodness. Sounds like a Lego disaster downstairs. Perfect. So you can see I had my little setup last night and then had kind of a disaster happen and then I didn't go back to it. So I'm going to just spray these. I don't need them to be opaque right now. So it's not a big deal. But I do need to find my sprayer. Okay, here it is. Oh, good thing it's run out. Oh dear. Oh my. Okay. This is happening. I don't know why that happened just now. Okay. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. This is what happens when you go live for the first time. Technical difficulties will occur. Okay, that's better. Okay, here it is. So everything kind of slid down. No. I honestly don't know what's happening right now. Okay. I just got up to get my sprayer. I got my sprayer. Got my little... All right. Now, this brush is too small to do what I need to do. So I'm going to use my modeler. This is not its intended purpose, I don't think, but I don't really care. I like to use this one to wash. I'm going to apply water. to the parts that I want the gradient on. And then I'll probably apply water again. Arches is great because it will it'll stay wet for a good bit, but I have to get it I have to hit it a couple times to make sure it's wet enough. Mm-hmm. My very kind husband is giving me the day off. So I'm just avoiding the parts of the painting that I don't want to put color on right now. And this is just a first wash. It's kind of like if you're a oil painter, it's your block in. Same deal. I could go and wash the whole thing. I thought about doing that. But then I might have to fight a bit with it in the end, so I didn't want to do that. I decided against it. So these big parts, I'm just going to put more water here because I want the pigment to float and flow. And the smaller areas, I'm going to have to use smaller brush anyway, so okay. So I don't want to use too big of a brush or too small of a brush to do this. And so I'm going to start. Can you see my mixing? Yep. Just barely. I'm going to mix a dark purple. Probably should have done this before I wet the paper, but that's okay. Purple first. And then I'll go into blue. Let me clear some of this off. Okay. Let's just give it a little bit more water. Whoops. And I am actually going to paint the corners too. And as long as you're keeping this edge alive, you're pretty good. Let me also paint the top. Like I said, this is a first pass. I am going to probably torture this paper. I tend to do that, and I've been using watercolors long enough to know not to, but I do it anyway. It's almost as if I enjoy it. A little bit of torturing the paper. So I'm going to go with this like super saturated blue next. And it's like most of the sky. So I'm just looking at the reference loosely. It's not a reference I own. Looks like it's from Medium magazine. I am remembering to hit the sides. Every layer, just do the side also for sky colors. Or whatever you're painting. There we go. Sorry about that. This won't happen anymore after I get my little thingamajig. I don't know why it won't focus. Yeah, it's just a little blurry. Oh, so frustrating. There it goes. There she goes. Okay. I really don't know where I put my brush though. That's kind of an issue. Oh, here. Well, okay. Here we go. Oh, the other thing I really love about, or one thing I really love about arches is that you can just scrub away. And it has, I mean, almost infinite lifting abilities. It's really, really forgiving. I'm kind of pushing up into the screen. I'm trying to stay transparent as long as I can. Even though I am using, technically I'm using gouache, I'm just using it like watercolor for now. Because I don't want to, I don't want to bring the white in until I'm ready. Because the white is very, well, it's just a light gray, so it's going to dull things down, which we do want eventually. Okay. We did that part. That just needs to be more blue. I'm here. Okay. And next I'm going to look at the colors of the cloud. So this is gouache. So I'm going to look at this more than I'm looking at that now. Just to kind of, because this is simpler than that. So I am going to go ahead and put this kind of dollar color in over here, just to kind of as it is there. Yep. And then I'm going to do that on the other side too, because it doesn't really. I don't know. Sometimes I can be like a terrier with a bone. You know, I don't want to let it go until it looks the way I want it to look. Even though I know that that's not really what I'm doing right now. Just want to fiddle with the sky a little bit. There's actually a lot of purple in there too, which I will address. It's like a strip of purple where the green is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it or not. I might just leave it the way I've painted it and not rely so much on the reference. Like this stuff up top is obviously way too light. Turn it upside down and let it drip. Blend it. Anyway, all right, let's do this part down here. So here's my green. And then I'm just going to make it dark. I'm going to start at it like a olive green kind of, and then it'll back here and over here and over here will be really, really dark. So let's get this wet. Yes, working wet and wet. And I'll definitely make this into stickers. So if you're not able to, and prints, stickers and prints, if you're not able to find the artwork, you can still get a print or a sticker if you like it. And that would be much appreciated. There are stickers and prints on my website already of my other work, including the work that's in Apricity magazine, and including the work actually not yet. I have a painting that's finalist in the Blue Space Gallery show starting on 31st. I have not made that into prints yet or stickers. And I haven't really made that announcement yet either. I'm going to do that this week officially, but now you know, if you're watching this video, that I have a piece of artwork that's up for sale. Starting on the 31st, you can buy an original of mine through Blue Space Gallery. They are an online only gallery, so you can get that anywhere. And I will ship it to you. It is a figure art piece, so it is not cutesy at all. This is not my normal style, like I said. This is this is just for fun. And since I'm giving it away, I thought, heck, I could just do whatever I want. It's not a piece that I'm like using as part of a collection or anything that I'm like trying to create like a cohesive body of work right now. That's one big thing I'm doing, is trying to create work that speaks to each other in hopes that I can get a solo show. Oopsie. In the next year and a half. Progress is slow and is frustrating at times because I'm working constantly towards this goal, but I feel like I'm not making as much progress as I want to. So this is kind of just a one-off for fun. Having my happy little trees moment. Yeah, I mean, I'll clean up the edges. They're not great right now. See? There's some fussy children downstairs. I'm gonna have to go soon. I'm just gonna. I'll come down in just a sec. Oh, I wanted to address, yes, I am using the color black. I have been using black lately as a pigment. And I don't see why I shouldn't. I'm going to go ahead and paint the shadow. A lot of people don't use black to pigment. Oh dear. And then, yeah, see. This is why people use liquid gouache, because it's just so much easier. And I will, but I'm too frugal to just like throw it out. And okay. Sounds like I have to stop here. But I'll make a part 2 when I'm working on this again. It's going to take a few more layers. For now, thanks for watching. See you. Bye.